Welcome to episode 31. My son has fit me out in the front this week, y'all. I want y'all to know he's making me and pushing me to do this. So, first of all, I want to wish y'all a happy holiday, and I hope all y'all had a Merry Christmas. Um, you know, um, this show, Kevin, I just wanted to talk about forgiveness, a little bit about forgiveness. You know about forgiveness?
I know a little bit.
You know, like it's funny because I always heard that you have to forgive somebody, like, because people have power over you. But, I never experienced it till I got incarcerated. And what I got incarcerated for, it really took me a place. It took me to a place where I did get real angry, man, at people, because, like, I like to say, like, I wasn't totally innocent of what I went to jail for, but people told on me, and that kind of really got. But forgiveness is relieve living and freeing yourself, and for you to move forward in life, man. And like like the time I was so angry, man. Like I was angry like at the people that like that, and it just like wanted me to go there. But it's so funny that at the time, towards the people, it came that like like it just like I couldn't like all I could think about was getting even with them. I just thought about just like I just had it that much, and for some reason why like think that I got a God in my life who helped me understand some things and brought some things to me about forgiveness. Like I guess like I could say so much about this because how I was angry and like then like like they say like people have power over you, and it was. But then when I learned to forgive and I forgive them, like today, it was a sense when I hated them. I went from loving them to hating them because what I felt though it took me away from y'all. It took me away from all the kids and put myself. But it came a time when I just had to take myself and hold myself accountable and for some of it too. And now, like today, you know what? When I see them, I could love them. I could hold them and hug them. And that's something, man. That's something that like like I said, it have you angry towards people, and how that becomes power over you. And like you don't really realize it. And like I said, I used to hear how it do, but man, you know what? I felt so much better now. I felt like so much more peace comes to mind now. From that, forgiveness can sometimes be, like it just so like I can't say too much on how I really feel of it in the heart. How it really feel. You know, once you forgive, you're able to regain a piece of your mind. Peace, just peace in life, man. Like because, like I'm saying, angry when you angry, like just like being when you playing a basketball game or something like that, you get angry. You can't really focus. You can't really focus on things, and it takes like in other words, it takes your game from you. And in life, it takes you away from some of the things that you wanted to do. But like I mean, I really got some peace, man. I really got peace once I was able to truly forgive him. You know,
How'd you get to that point?
Al, like I said, like what, I first had to give thanks to God, man, because like He taught me by me going to Bible studies, by me going and just getting into it. It just somehow sunk into me. And then like and it just seen, and then like watching movies, watching films, it all showed me. And then when when I could honestly say that I could forgive, man, it was a peace of mind. Like I guess before I always played with it and thought that I would, but I never experienced the pain and the anger that I had towards something like that, until that time. What about you? You ever had to really forgive? You had to forgive me all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm not ready to talk about that today. No, I'm just playing. But I just think it's interesting how, when you go through what you've gone through to, get to that point where you can, honestly say, like, you have no ill feelings towards certain people. I think that's pretty remarkable.
Well, like I really felt the same way too. But you know what? I loved them before they did that. And I mean, I don't agree with what they done. And like, you know what? I definitely, but like I said, I can't go in there because I got to take some accountability for what I did. And I chose to be around these people. I chose to be in their life and allow them to be in my life. Like, like one of them is my daughter, is Kaya, godfather. So, like, how could somebody like that do something to me knowing that my child just like that? Just like I said, I don't even want to go on that. So I was so angry about that. Taking me out of the way. But see, I really can't blame them. But I can forgive for what they did do, even though I don't believe it. But the greatest thing about it was how it made me feel. When I could say today, I could still say them. And when if I see them and hope to see them, and I could tell them I love them. You know how that gonna feel? That's revenge in itself. That's revenge. Like it's just a part of revenge. It feel good. Like I mean, like who can say that? Because like you know what? I remember the day I got sentenced, I seen one of them. He was getting sentenced, and he couldn't even look at me.
Mm-hmm.
So like now, and I hope to see him. And like all of them, I'll tell them I hold no grudge. I hold nothing against them. Nothing.
So you saying a part of being able to forgive someone, like sometimes it involves, acknowledging your role in it?
Well, you know what? We always talk about we got to be honest. We always talk about how. So
You back on how this week?
How is always a part of my life. Not that I'm always about it. So now, I was close to anything and everything. I wasn't owning up to, or anything about the part that I played or what I did. It wasn't even about that. It's what they did. It wasn't about what I did. And I still don't agree with what they did. But you know what? But we talk about forgiveness. So can I forgive them for what they did? Yes, I can. Because, like, you know what?
But what about you putting yourself in that position?
Yeah, well, that came around later on when I got with the open part about it. That's when I said, like, you know what? I did do what I did do, but like I said, I just don't agree with some things. So, but that's where that. But never mind that now. All that was done. Just imagine if I've still been holding on to this. I did like if 4 years done passed, going on 5 years now. What if I would hold on that anger all in? How would I be now? How would I been in there? I could have been a time bomb just being incarcerated. Somebody could say, I could have wanted to take something out on somebody that had nothing to do with my anger. So like getting a peace and forgiveness relieved me of all that. It took all that away. Now I was able to smile. I'm able to be happy. But if I still, I get a thought of remember them. Like sometimes I think about them now because they were part of my life for a while, and I always gonna remember what happened. But you know what? Like I don't know if any of y'all ever forgave anybody or could really truly forgive somebody that really made you angry, made you mad. And I ain't gonna say how mad it made me, but today I could say I love them and I have peace, man. I have peace with myself. I have peace in my own mind.
You need a tissue?
No, this is joy, man. There's
You
joy.
still need a tissue.
Nah. I'm gonna be like a karate man. I'm gonna cry on the inside today.
All right. Before we move on, I want to take a little bit of a break. Because you jumped straight in today. You wasted no time.
But you know what? I've been wanting to get into this because I just felt it, and I just felt the power of forgiveness.
That's good.
There's so much power in that.
Man, yeah. So you got the agenda up, y'all. He got, if you're not watching on YouTube, he got, we getting him a little bit more acquainted with technology. So he got the laptop up in front of him, trying to go through. He got this little agenda in front of him, so you stay on track, and still didn't stay on track.
Well,
Woo!
well, you
All
know
right,
that.
I'm sorry. All right, but yeah. So, definitely, like the old man said. I hope everybody had a happy holiday. For those that celebrate Christmas, and if you don't, Happy New Year's coming right up. But just want to make another announcement. We got merch, people, and neither one of us is wearing it today.
Well, we're not gonna make no excuses why we're not wearing it today.
Well,
Well,
if y'all watching, we got, these aren't for sale yet, but if y'all want them, let me know. But listen, we got, the pre-order form is out there. And for the people that have already completed it, thank you, and I appreciate your patience. See, one thing I learned about ordering merchandise, you want to get as close to having the exact sizes and quantities that you need so that you don't get stuck with, a couple random articles. You're like, oh, I'm going to need this size, and then no one ends up buying that size. So we're preventing that. So I need y'all to fill out the pre-order form. You can hit me up. Just hit me up. If you're on Instagram, you can find it. Click the link into my bio. You'll see it. If you're on Facebook or on our Instagram page, just scroll through and you're going to come across this link to this Google form. Or just shoot me an email, text, be like, yo, Kev, I'm trying to get a hoodie. I've been waiting, but the time is now. So you can get your official No Stopping Kev show hoodies, t-shirts, or crew necks. I'm about to get a crew neck. Yeah. They come in black or gray. So just let me know what size, color you need and what item you want, and we can get it popping. And there's also a great opportunity to get a bundle. We got hoodie and t-shirt for $39. That's a great deal. That's a steal. And trust me, it's a steal because I do the numbers behind it.
Okay.
That was weird. I'll insert laughter here.
Oh.
But yeah, how you doing, Dad? You probably doing better now than when the show started. Now that you done spoke your piece.
Well, yeah, like I said, you know what? I was just so caught up in wanting to just talk about that it just took me away once I got to talking.
Oh no,
about
you was good. You gotta let
why
it flow.
Well,
It's like when you got the hot hand, you gotta just keep firing away, right?
Yeah, well, that's easy to fire away. Firing away is different when you're on the court than when you got a microphone in front of you and talking.
I know, that's all I'm saying.
Up to you.
So it's getting a bucket. You just gotta get a bucket.
Yeah.
Every day you get a bucket.
But like I said, you pushing me to grow, so I'm gonna keep trying, even at my age.
So, got a question for you, old man.
I don't know about old. Well, see, it's good to be old man.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
So for people that are, feeling that anger towards people in their lives, what would you say to them today?
What I'm saying is that you what? Like I said, I used to laugh and play with these people, and sometimes you just gotta really just forgive them. And sometimes, you know what?
But how do you do that?
Look at the part that you played. You gotta always look at the part that you played. And something, like I said, with the part you played, but also, you know what? Find something positive even with that. Like I always say, you gotta find something positive. Even if it's dark, like you can't find it, that one little thing can open up.
So what was your positive?
My positive thing with them?
Yeah.
You know what? We was friends. We were close. I looked at one part that hurted me. But you know what? Like I said, when I learned about forgiveness, and I tried it. Then I started feeling good. You know, like, you know what? It's like, and I'm gonna go back to another top. You know, when I, not another thing, when I used to get high. When I used to get high. Then when I was on the birds and wanting to stop getting high, you know what? I realized that I had more fun when I wasn't high than when I was getting high. I had no fun when I was getting high. You know, I was lived away. So, like, you know what? When I start saying, wow, man, it's a light at the end of this tunnel. You know, when I started forgiving them, and I started getting like a peace. Like I'm saying, when you get some peace in your mind and get away from that anger or being mad, because you know, when somebody say the wrong thing to you or somebody could do something, you're going to snap.
Ready to pop off.
Right. So, you know what? I'm not in a place that I need to be popping off on nobody. You know what I mean? I definitely don't need to be popping off. So, like, you know what? And like I said, like, I always give God thanks, man. Because, like, he opened my eyes. You know, he put things in front of me and people in front of me to help me. You know, it got through to me. So, you know, it might seem hard to do. It might be easy to say, but you know what? Just pray on it day after day, and it will get better. You know, like you said, every day may not be a good day, but you know what? It can be better, man. And it got better. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, this is a very serious topic, but I can't help myself sometimes.
It's okay, man, because like I'm saying, like, you might have never been that angry.
No, I've been angry. That's not why. That's not why I can't help myself.
Why you can't help yourself?
You said, "God help you see." So I was, because Jesus really can't heal the blind.
Huh? You making fun of me with this, man. Now, what did you just say?
I said, because you said God help you see things, right? I said, well, I guess Jesus really could help heal the blind.
Didn't he do it?
He did it twice now.
Nah, he did it more than that.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You like that joke?
Huh?
You like that joke?
That ain't a joke to me, man. You playing
because I always make fun of you not being able to see.
I don't mind you making fun of me. You can make fun of me all the time.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, I could take that.
Yeah,
I could take that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good joke. That's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, you need a tissue now?
I just cracked myself up.
You need a tissue?
I need to be on stage. You used to say that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think I might need to start this No Stopping Kev comedy tour.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see how successful that goes. But yeah, yeah. I mean, thank you for sharing. I got something out of that. So you know, next time I'm angry, I'm gonna try to, you know, dial it back a little bit and really get to that point where I can, you know, honestly and genuinely, you know, say that I'm able to forgive whoever. Because sometimes, you know who I'll be having to forgive?
I don't want to know.
I was going to say my players, not you.
Why you gotta forget your players?
They be messing up.
We all human.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes they be messing up.
Of course. You got some people just really learning.
Yeah, learning to play on the team and play at a level, at, you know, my level of expectations. Like, you know, one of my pet peeves?
What's that?
When a kid is like, oh yeah, coach, I can't make practice today. I'm going to dinner with my mom for my birthday.
No. I don't know what can make you, if you love this game and you love basketball, like I told you the story about my mom dying.
Yeah.
You know, I talked about that. And I was supposed to be sad. I was supposed to be this. My grandma told me, you can't go play. And I asked myself, what did my mother want? So you don't think if I got to go to dinner with mom on my birthday? Mom, my birthday, we can go to dinner tomorrow. You come watch this game today.
And that's what I tell them at the beginning of the season. I'm like, listen, I already know I'm like, there's very few excuses for missing a practice. I don't want to hear birthdays because my birthday, all 4 years, either landed on a day where we had practice or a game. My mom would try to plan something. I'm like, no, we gotta do that on Saturday, or we gotta do it. You know what, Mom? Can we
After
celebrate?
practice.
If my birthday was on a Wednesday, I don't get home from practice until like 8 or so. I'm like, Mom, can we celebrate it on Tuesday or Thursday? Because that's a game day. I'll be done at like 4:30. I can be home by 5:30, which is perfect because that's around the time you get home from work. Can we do something then? You playing your birthday around it. So it's really when I get that text on birthday festivities, this is almost like a slap in the face. So then don't be looking at me when you sitting next game.
Man, you know what? You know how hard it is to get you to come in a house. You talking about going to dinner. I miss dinner to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much love that I had, and I just wanted to play. You might say, yeah, we're gonna go to dinner. Well, where Kevin at? We supposed to be going to dinner or something like that. Hey, around school y'all playing.
You know what else I gotta forgive some of my guys for?
What's that?
We however many weeks in, and some of them still don't know certain plays. When I done put diagrams in the group chat with descriptions on how it go, so I told them, I'm like, listen, make sure y'all know everything from part 1, right? First half of the season. Because as soon as we get back in the gym, you know what we doing? I'm putting in a new play. I'll review the old ones briefly, but I told them, I was like, listen, if you don't know them, you're going to be learning them sitting down with me. That's how you're going to have to learn them. Because it's there. Because I'm like, it's just at that point where I think our managers, right? If I pull our managers on the court, I feel like they can run some of the sets.
Well, you know how I learned to do plays? I learned to run plays.
Oh, man.
Oh, I just knew what I had to do and where I had to go. That was one way, but then after a while, you might learn the shooting guard person. You'll learn the other person role.
Because it all works together.
See, especially when you play the point.
Yeah.
I guess it's easier because you got to know where some people go. But you mainly got to know what you got to do first. First, you got to know what you got to do.
Yeah, like once you get into it, like I could go play the 5 spot if I needed
to. Right.
And, it always kills me where... Like, I know there are certain sets in our playbook that I've designed, right? But then, I haven't run through it with the guys. Like, I haven't been on it full court, live. And so that's always a little different. But then I'll get out there and I'll be like, all right, let's run roll, right? And then I'm just like, all right, which spot's open? I'll go there and then I'll do what needs to be done. So I'm like, y'all have been running through this I don't know how many times. You got it on paper. It's time to do it because we're getting into this. We're 3-1 in our division right now. Should be 4-0, but it's whatever. We gotta keep moving forward. So it's about to get real down the home stretch. So we gotta be on our stuff. So looking forward to getting back into, the gym after this break. But basketball can never leave me for too long. You know why? Them Christmas Day NBA games, boy, that was a good night of entertainment.
Oh,
Didn't watch the last game too much, though. I was a little tired. Boston and Toronto was good. You know what I like most about that game? Ooh, excuse me.
What do you like about that?
I'm glad you asked, man. So I think the Celtics have, they had lost 8 straight in Toronto. And so for some of the guys on that team, they had never won there. Oh. Like Jaylen Brown was 0 for 6. So he was like, yo, we got to go. Like, I've never won here. Like, I'm tired of losing here. And he let that be his chip on his shoulder. Like, we don't go out there. He went out and I think he had like 30. But he let that, kind of motivate him. He let those past failures, push him forward. And let him, he let those past failures drive him to victory, so to speak. So that was like what really stood out to me in that game. Forget the X's and O's, although I did see a set that we used to run at Penn a little bit. Some similar action. So I don't know if that's Coach Allen on the bench there. I was like, he got a little shark action in the playbook. I like it.
I can say that, yeah.
But so it was just fun. But just, really seeing the hunger to win because you was just so tired of losing. You know, you think that applies directly to life, right?
Right.
There's times in life where you just feel like you're getting beat up left and right, whether it's from your career, if it's from school. You feel like you're taking L after L, and eventually you're like, yo, I've had enough of this. I'm gonna do what need to be done so that I finally get a W, so I finally can put a little tally mark in the win column.
Right. Well, you know what? You gotta use something to motivate you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I mean, like, my motivation was I just ain't want to lose. You know, I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to get showed up. And you know, one thing I used to always like about playing, I used to love going on the road and playing on the road.
Oh yeah, me too.
I love playing. I love playing on the road more than I like playing at home.
Me too. I felt it easier playing on the road.
Yeah.
The second game of the day was Bucks at the Sixers. Sixers smoked them. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Vegas certainly didn't.
Well, you know, like, even like that, like, you know, it's still early.
Yeah, it's still early. I mean, the Sixers shot the ball, you know, the best they've shot it all season from three land. So, you know, it's like, all right, they kind of had a little anomaly there. But it's like, what can they do? I want to see what the second matchup will look like. And I think they play each other again in February. I think February 6th, they take on each other again. So, you know, both teams have kind of seen each other. And so you can really start to make adjustments on, because you can see what a team does against other teams, right? But sometimes it's a little different what they'll do against you based on matchup.
Right, how you match up against the team. But the good thing is you do want to do this, and you do want to play against them because, you know, they both can be contenders.
Yeah.
They both
I mean, everybody was saying Milwaukee looked like the team coming out of the East because they've just been dominating up until this point this season, and the Sixers have had their struggles, especially offensively. And then Milwaukee has been the best defensive team this season, and to see the Sixers kind of pick them apart like that, you know, people gotta put Philly back in that conversation now.
But, you know, you got to remember, Milwaukee was like that last year.
Yeah, I know, and the Sixers take care of them in a series.
Right. Yeah. And, like, you know, and it's going to go down. They're going to be there again, but you want to put something in their heart. So, but you know what I would like to see? Here we go. Let's talk about what can you do on the road. Because you got to be able to beat one of them teams on the road, you know. And then, like, you know,
unless you get home court advantage.
Yesterday was Christmas, you know. Did some players really take off? Did they really come out to play their hardest?
I don't know if guys take off on Christmas. That's a big stage in the NBA. That's a big thing. That's like the Super Bowl.
Nah, Super Bowl's big. Super Bowl.
So when you ask all these players playing on Christmas is special to them.
Huh?
So I don't think anybody took the game off.
Okay. Did they all give 100%?
I'll say yes.
Okay.
Sixers 100% was just bigger.
Okay.
That font was a little bolder.
Okay.
Put the smack down on the Bucks. Okay. Bucked them up.
You know, I'm gonna leave that alone because I don't know what the players did the night before Christmas. You know.
Yeah, why you always gotta like try to kill? You always trying to like discredit something.
I'm not discrediting nothing.
I don't know what they were doing. You know, just say the Sixers smacked them.
The Sixers won. I can't say nothing about the Sixers won. But like I said, like, you know what? It's still early.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we still got a long season to go. You
know, like you said, players probably love to play on Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what? It didn't matter if I played Christmas or Christmas tournament. I'm going out there to play, like, hard anyway. It didn't matter what day it was. Just show me the court. Give me a game.
I want to skip over the third game and jump to the fourth because I got a lot to say about the third game. But you didn't see the LA game, did you?
No, I didn't.
Probably past your bedtime.
You know what?
Pops.
You know what? Actually, I did, but I mean, I didn't really see it. But I thought it was the Lakers. I got it messed up because with the Golden State game, like a little bit.
All right.
Go ahead. What you want to say about the Lakers game?
So, couple things. Brown was a bit passive at times, which you know that's your favorite. We're not gonna go too deep into this.
No, I know, but I just got to interrupt you right now. You mean go ahead? What you say he was passive? In what kind of way?
Like there's times where he should have shot the ball and he didn't. Then I think he also is dealing with a groin injury. But I mean he's out there, so you gotta assume he's good enough to play, regardless. But that game was close down to the end, right?
Here we
I
go.
feel like officiating kind of robbed them a little bit. And it's not the total thing, but, it's like two plays in particular, right? So the first one, Lou Williams was on a breakaway layup, right?
Mm-hmm.
He blew the layup, but the ref called the foul because AD made contact with Lou as he was landing, right?
Oh, after the
If
ball.
you watch that replay, even Doc Rivers was like, "Oh, they giving us that?" So like everybody know it shouldn't have been a foul. Only reason Lou was looking for a foul was because he missed the layup. Like he knew that thing was rolling off the rim. So that took it to a 3-point game. So Lakers got it late, right? For some reason, they took like 20 seconds off the clock in this final possession, and LeBron ends up trying to take a sidestep three, right? Pat Beverly, I don't like. Why didn't you can get a better shot than that, right? There was no movement, so it was just a very odd possession. I don't know if they had any timeouts left, but Pat P. Bev, as LeBron going up, gets a deflection, ball goes out of bounds. Who's the ball out on? 99% of the time, it's the guy that, slapped the ball, right? That's usually how the officials calling it. Like, as I'm going up and you knock it out, they're going to say, all right, that's out on you, right? 99% of the time.
But you know what? Well, he smacked it down.
He just got his hand. He got his hand in there and the ball came free.
Well,
Nine times out of 10, the ref gonna call that on he's saying it's out on the defender, right?
it could be.
Usually, right?
It could
So they
be.
go to the replay.
What the replay show?
Ball out on LeBron. Pat Beverly hits it. It kind of comes loose, and LeBron's hand pushes it out. My issue with instant replay, and I feel like the NBA got to figure something out around this because
Oh, so they made the call on the instant replay.
yeah, so they reversed it. At first it was Laker ball, then it
okay,
went Clipper
okay,
ball. But
okay,
the part that kills me, and this is what LeBron was saying after the game, and this is what I was saying. Once they went to the replay, I already knew what it was going to be. Because 99% of the time, any other point in the game, if there's no replay, they're calling that out on Patrick Beverly. That's how a game is officiated in real time.
But I mean, at the end of the game, they go to replays to make this. This is
Yeah,
something
I know.
This is something they do.
This
day
is
and
something
time,
they do
right?
now, right?
Right.
But it just changes the whole. Like if that same play happens in the first quarter, it's Laker ball. But when you go to the replay, like it just, I feel like it changes the way the game is really officiated because based on the amount of calls, like when you have that situation where the ball gets knocked out of a player's hand, probably like over half the time it's really out on the offensive guy because like it's getting knocked away from them and they're still like kind of holding on to it. So I feel like if you dive into the numbers, over 50% of the time it's really out on the offensive player. But when the ref's making that call in real time, they're calling it out on the defense.
See, but
So I feel like it's a hole in that system.
but what I gotta say about that is, like you're right. Like you know what? Somebody they can miss calls all game long, and then it comes down to the end. They don't want a game decided on a bad call. So now that's why you take it, because if you replay every play, then how long the game gonna be? So they made a thing where we just gonna do it down here.
Yeah, I just think I don't like it just because it changes the way like certain calls
Well,
go.
you rather have it out. Period. Then, but this is a
It
chance.
depends, and I know it's like a catch-22.
Yeah, but you go. You know what? Now post like now say.
I'll say keep it. I'm not gonna say throw it out altogether.
I would say, I mean, like you said, either way. But like you gotta just think of it as the right way.
Yeah.
Now you got a chance for them to make the right call,
Yeah.
instead of you guessing and maybe been out of play. So like, if that's the rule and we're gonna do it the last 2 minutes of the game or something like that, then that's how the game is played.
Yeah.
That's how it's called now.
Yeah, I think one thing I don't know if it's worth looking at. If the refs want to go to the replay, but the players and them can kind of say like, "Yo, we want that reviewed." So I don't know. I just
Well, that's
They gotta grow on me a little
like
bit.
The last 2 minutes or when
yeah.
is it?
Coaches also can challenge at any point in the game. They get one challenge apiece.
Oh, during the game now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, I would
Yeah.
say before the end of the game.
yeah. That's usually what
I would say before the end of the game.
what some coaches try to do. Although they found that longer a game goes on. So the further you get into it, the least likely you are to actually have your challenge. Have a call of return or winning your challenge. But want to talk about Houston. They lost to Golden State. We're talking about a Golden State team that, yes, they have D'Angelo Russell. Number 2 guy is Draymond Green. Then they got Damian Lee. You know who Damian Lee is? He's probably better known as Stephen Curry's brother-in-law. Out there getting buckets. I was watching that game. I was like, shoot, I might can go out there and get a bucket today. Like, I don't know what's going on, but you want to know the thing that really upset me about that game?
What's that?
Mike D'Antoni, who I've been very critical of for quite some time now.
Yes, you have.
He reminded me of why I think he's one of the worst coaches ever. And I've gotten some heat for this. But and I don't, like, probably a part of it on players, right? But when I'm looking at it from a coaching standpoint, if James Harden's getting trapped at the top, we gotta get the ball in Russ's hand to get down court. Because if they're trapping you at the half court line, if you can make your first pass to Russ, or even if it's not to Russ, if you pass it to, this is how I would set the floor up. I'll have James at the top, right? I'm gonna have Russ at the wing. 2 guys, corners, whatever, and a guy on the block, right? So James Harden's pass, depending on where they send the trap from, if they send it from a corner guy, right?
Right.
We throwing the ball to the corner guy. We getting the ball to the corner guy, right? That way, when he gets it, if he drives baseline or whatever, the lob gonna be there because the big man, the guy guarding the guy on the block, got to step up, right? The other thing, I'm like, yo, have Russ go set a ball screen so that if they do send a trap, it's Russ's guy trapping. So then you pass it to Russ, and then you got him going downhill 4-on-3. But what did they do? Nah, James just got a trap, and then he threw it to Daniel House, like random guys, like guys that aren't decision makers. And they just kind of have Russ camped out in the corner. I'm like, why is Russ in the corner? He's 0 for 9 tonight from 3.
You know what? You saying some of the perfect thing. And, well, I was watching that game a little bit too. They have too much one-on-one. They have too much.
It's been like that for years.
Right. And, like, the thing is, what made Golden State so good was them guys move.
It makes it hard to guard.
But you know what? You got people that can shoot, that move. So when you double team and you opening something up, you clean up. Like, I mean, even with Harden, if you put, like you said, if you give it to Westbrook do something, then he might have to kick it. The ball can come back around.
Yeah.
Come back around to him.
And I mean, I feel like the Houston Rockets, when they play that much isolation, they give defenses the night off. Because if Harden just gonna dance at the top of the key and take a step back 3 with a hand in his face or 2 hands in, I'm going to live with that. Because defensively, I'm just sitting in help all day anyway. It's like, all right, cool, I don't got to play. I don't got to defend the down screen. I only got to worry about an occasional pick and roll. But if my man not involved in the pick and roll action, I got a foot in the lane. Like, I'm chilling. Whereas when you guard those Golden State teams from, prior to this year, you got Steph coming off down screens, flex screens, same thing with Clay. KD moving, then you also got ISO that's gonna draw 2, and then they kick, but they make the extra pass. That's hard to guard.
You're right.
So that really bugged me, and we might need to start a petition to have me coach the Houston Rockets. I'm just throwing that out there. You signing it?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign it. Like I was telling you earlier when we were talking about this. I remember, and it was like rumored that Michael Jordan had got Doug Collins fired, like years ago when he coached them. But he made Michael bring the ball up court because he knew when they would double team Mike to get the ball out of his hands. Now, once they got it out of Mike's hands, now they had to adjust. Now, when the ball came back to Mike, they wasn't in position to really double. Like I learned that from how one of my coaches did that. And that's the thing is, but they got to move without the ball. Yeah, like you said, West standing in the corner.
So James was bringing the ball up the floor, and they would double him.
Right.
But after he would pass, he would just stay at half court. He got to cut. He got to move.
Yeah, you got to get.
That's the difference.
You got right. If you don't move, then when you get the ball back, Now you might only have one man to beat, or when if they do send him out, you might could kick it to that person in the corner. He could get a better shot. Now you kick it to the person in the corner. Like a man might have to come from the baseline and do here. Now you got somebody that hit the spot down low. You catch somebody down low.
Yeah.
You know, it's so much, but you got to move the ball. You know, I remember I used to kind of, back in my day, Boston, Boston won so many championships, Yeah, I used to watch them, but I hated Boston. But you had to love Boston. But we hated them as Philadelphia fans. But they moved the ball. They did what they had to do. Mm-hmm. And like sometimes, I ain't nobody and I don't know too much, but like sometimes, to me, like you said, Harden, when he got to give up the ball, he stopped.
Yeah, he don't move.
He moved. So, to me, you kind of hurt your other players too.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, now you could play 5-on-4 defensively. And then if he dribble the ball and hold the ball so long, now I've been standing around now. When the ball comes to me, it's 3 seconds on the shot clock. I got to take a bad shot.
Yeah, you just got to put it up. And it's like, the reason I say he's a bad coach is because as a coach, at least from my experience, it comes down to one, everybody gonna have their schemes and stuff when they come out, right?
Right.
But you gotta make adjustments as the game goes on. And if I'm evaluating him on that, he gets an F. But you made no adjustment in the fourth quarter to do anything to put your team in a position to win.
But he's been doing this for years now.
Yeah, I know. I'm like,
he's been doing it for years.
And when his contract was in question, whether or not they was gonna bring him back and negotiate, I was like, yo, they shouldn't bring him back. Like, it's not gonna work. If you want to win, he's not your guy. He's the guy that should coach like the bum squads, like the Knicks, and the teams that aren't gonna make the playoffs or go far. That's who he need to be coaching.
Then his system might work a little bit.
Yeah, because you got guys that they just out there trying to get buckets. Right. He's perfect for that.
And they might be hungry.
Yeah, like he perfect for teams like that. But if you're trying to be a contender, Mike D'Antoni is not your guy. I will recommend this great young coach out of Philly. His name's Kevin Beeford. Easy to find. Just look him up. He'd be great to coach the Houston Rockets. But before we get out of here, just one thing I want to say, with it being the holiday season, is just, kind of cherish the moments you have, and especially, just kind of remember the importance of spending time with your loved ones. I got a nephew that's in that teenage stage where all he wants to do is stay up in the room, play video games, not really, hang down on the couch, watch a couple games, But, just like a teenage phase that kids go through, even sometimes through college age. But, one thing I didn't realize, I felt like I didn't really realize that until you were incarcerated. There's moments that you don't have anymore. So you can kind of take for granted your access to someone. But when it's not there anymore, you're like, yo, I wish I had more time. So that's just my message to people out there. Like, if there's people in your life you really care about, take time to just sit with them and talk, or even just watch a TV show. You only got to talk. Just try to be around them and fellowship a little bit, because just don't take it for granted. A person can be here today, gone tomorrow, for whatever reason, and you really just want to make sure, you cherish that relationship. So that's the last thing I want to say.
Since you said something, I like yesterday, this is probably the first time that, in my life, except being incarcerated, that I really didn't see you yesterday. I really didn't see Brianna yesterday.
Yeah,
I didn't see Kiera, and I didn't see Kai. And I was really kind of down, about that, because y'all, even though we might see each other for 20 minutes or something. You remember, back in the day when I lived in Harrisburg, I might come here and we might spend time, or you'll come down there, or, you would go to dinner with your mom, and that night we would meet up, me, you, and Bree would be together. That's even before Kiera or anything. It always been there. And yesterday, and I can't blame nobody but me. I can't blame nobody, but you know what? It just wasn't like that with me yesterday. That spirit, you know what? I didn't even really want to answer the phone. I just really didn't have the Christmas in me. And I could have probably made it a little bit better, you know. But next year,
Yeah.
2020,
2020.
2020.
2020, you make Christmas better, and Mike D'Antoni won't be coaching the Rockets. I might not either, but hopefully I'll at least get an interview. All right, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget, go order your merch because you can be a voice. Like, share your passion for the show. Be a voice for the show. Let your voice be heard in your community. You know, we're out here working to do. So, that's all. You got anything?
No, I got nothing else. You know, I just felt good about the day though. Better spirit today than yesterday.
I probably shouldn't hit you like that. You a little fragile.
Don't ever believe that, man.
All right. Love you, man.
Yeah, I love
All
you
right.
too.
Love y'all too. Thanks for, tuning in to another edition. And we'll be right back again next week.
My final words today is like I like to say, God bless. God bless y'all.
Oh yeah, and Happy New Year.
That's right.